Catch and release. Hello, everyone. It is I, G-Hey, and I'm with Rex the Guardian today. Woo!
Uh,
Okay, so it is War Crimes and Bacon again. Hopefully, low on the War Crimes. I have actually bought bacon. I should have made bacon. Rookie mistake, rookie mistake. But you never know. You never know when a war crime and/or bacon might occur on any talk show with me. But we'll see what happens today. I don't think many of my chat will know Rex the Guardian, so I'm excited about this one. I'm excited. This is I don't think we have a lot of overlap until today, so that's nice. Something new for
I am an
everyone.
enigma of streaming.
Um, if you want to see the art as it's being made, you're welcome to, by the way, Rex, watch into the stream, or if you prefer it be a surprise, you don't have to. So please, it's entirely up to you. It might be a bit traumatic to watch.
Bit traumatic.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll all come out at the end. It'll be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. All right. So while we're getting settled and comfy, as not very many people, I think, in my circle kind of overlapped with yours, would you like to tell us
Mhm.
a little bit about yourself, Rex, and kind of who you are?
Sure. So I am a variety streamer. I don't really have a set like category or whatever I stream to. I kind of just do a little bit of everything. I just did a bit of everything all the time. um, but I do Twitch. I do YouTube. I I'm just kind of all over the place, to be honest. I've been doing this for on and off for a while. This current channel I'm running is like the main attempt of actually trying to make this into a career. The last attempt I had was just screwing around and decide, you know what, I need to just start over. I need to rebrand. I need to do all this stuff, and I am just here now.
So this is you've had a rebrand to get to where you are now.
A few, yeah. Uh, so I technically am an OG YouTuber because I my first channel is only back in like 2007, and then
Whoa.
I scrapped it because it didn't go anywhere, and it was also really really cringy because it was like Baby Rex making YouTube videos. I was like, I burn it, burn it. So then I started up a gaming channel in like 2000. Oh god, it was like 2012, 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and that turned into the VOD channel. And, and the current channel I have now is like the one where it's like, okay, I need to actually like make an attempt here.
Okay, so we went through just not rebrands necessarily for rebranding's sake, but kind of growing up with streaming being part of what you do and kind of
Yeah.
changing as you grow up. Okay, okay, that makes sense. So, what's your content mostly kind of like now? I know you said all over
Um,
the place, but is it more gaming based, chatting based?
for Twitch, it's more gaming based. For
Mm.
YouTube, it's very much variety. On YouTube, I do a lot of lore based projects around like my character and the world that I set up for him, which that has a whole story behind how that even happened. But yeah, I do lore projects on YouTube. My channel is kind of, like I said, all over the place. It has videos of just hobbies outside of gaming because I wanted to break out into more than just gaming because let's be honest, the gaming scene is oversaturated as hell. So
Mm-hmm.
uh well, I was trying to find what would make my stuff, you know, be a part other than the lore stuff. I just said, screw it, I'm gonna do stuff that just makes me happy and just see what happens. And it's worked. It surprisingly worked out more for me because it's more popular than my gaming stuff on YouTube by like a significant margin.
If it works, right? I think sometimes
Oh yeah.
not trying to compete with too many other people helps, right? And you're like you said,
Oh,
with gaming, it's so saturated with people.
yeah, everyone and their friggin' mother does gaming content. The only real way to set yourself apart is your personality, but it's really hard nowadays because it's just like, why would I watch this new random person? I have no idea who they are when I could go watch like Markiplier play the exact same game.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine, and absolutely nothing is on fire. That is. That's where we're at right now, chat.
That's a lie. Everything's on fire.
Okay, I would like to say, chat, I do warn people before this stream starts that I'm not an artist after we had the incident TM. So
What was the incident?
someone was really mad that they thought they would be getting like full on rendered anime style art out of the stream. And I was like, a quick click on my links would tell you that that's not what you're getting. But ignoring that, even if I was like a super mega talented artist, that seems like a big expectation for a talk show stream.
Yeah.
But okay.
That's a bit much. Like,
but I learned my lesson, you see, and now I just tell people, remember, this is for fun. For fun.
I'm just happy to get art. Like that's all I get. That's all. That's why I'm happy. I was like, yay, art.
It's always fun to get some art. I love when I get art from. I actually like it just as much when I get art from non-artists, if not more, because that's someone who does not do this to make money. They don't do it. It's not going to be promotion for them in any way. They are literally just doing it because they want to draw my character, and I'm like, that's really sweet. Oh, cuties.
That's how I feel about it too. Just like I as well. If I get art, I'm happy. I don't. It doesn't matter to me like the quality or how it looks. Like they took the time out of the day to make me something, so this makes me happy.
Yes, the warm fuzzies. You mentioned like a lot of your content being kind of lore based. Actually, one of the reasons I was excited to interview you was because I saw about your YouTube channel and some of the content you do on there. Can you tell us a bit about your lore? Give us some context for having lore based content.
Yeah, so with my lore, so the Rex character that I use, that spawned out of a project that came beforehand. So I'll get into like how the character actually came to be, but I was working on a project where the Rex character originated from, and this was before I had like proper branding. This was just kind of was throwing shit at the wall to see what would stick. And I wound up really liking the world and the characters I was creating with this one character. And I just said, you know what? Screw it. This is my brand now. So for the lore of the character, I've been working on this for years, so it's gone through a few rewrites, but essentially the lore for the character is the world's set like it's like a cyberpunk-esque world that he comes from. The whole world's pretty much kind of gone to shit. So there's a single entity of a government that basically took over the entire planet. Like within a few weeks, they overthrew everything. And Rex is one of the first people in this world to actually step up to this regime pretty much and actually be able to win. And that kind of evolved into more people realizing, like, you know, because Rex is a young character. Like in universe, Rex at the start of the story is like 16. He started doing this at like 10. So it's like, if this 10-year-old kid can do all of this shit, surely we can do something, right? So that led to the birth of the resistance movement, which Rex was. He didn't even know he did it at first until more people started like doing this stuff, and he kind of became the de facto leader of it. Uh, that birthed the main group, which is what my logo is part of, Team Guardian, which is consists of 5 of the main characters of the story, and that leads in, and that also leads into the why the gemstone imagery is on this world. There's a thing called the Guardian Gemstone. No one really knows where it came from or why it's around, but it's been around since the start of life on the planet.
Mm,
And its whole purpose is just to make sure life keeps moving forward and that nature stays in check.
that's really cool.
And yeah, originally the gemstone was just kind of an just an observing entity, pretty much. Like, it just made sure life was going in the right path, but for the most part it didn't directly intervene unless absolutely necessary. And then people showed up and made things very complicated.
They generally
And
do.
that, yeah, and that led to the introduction of the Guardians, which are people that are chosen by the gemstone to take up the mantle of keeping nature in check. And they're basically given the powers of nature itself to keep things going as a more active role instead of a passive one. And like, this has gone on since the start of humanity, pretty much. Is every couple hundred years there was another guardian, and then it just kind of stopped. That's one of the things that the Halloween projects are loosely based on, is what caused that to stop for a while. And then Rex showed up, and he's the first guardian. I think in the lore I had it set for like a couple thousand years. He's the first one to come back. So yeah, he's kind of in a weird situation.
There's some pretty extensive lore that you've got going on.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really detailed.
Yeah, there's an entire lore book, and it's still growing. I've been working on this project for a while.
That's impressive. That's impressive. You mentioned about the Halloween tapes. That was actually the first thing I noticed on your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's um the Dimensions of Terror. Dimensions of Terror?
That was last year's, yeah.
Last
so
year's.
yeah, the whole thing is Month of Fear. So I started that back actually, like, oh my god, that was like, I started all the way back with like my very first YouTube channel when it was still, tiny, like, dumb me trying to just do stuff. Yeah, Month of Fear was just my excuse originally just to play horror games for an entire month for October.
Yeah.
And eventually it turned into like a, because I wanted to really start focusing on lore related projects and stuff like that. And so Month of Fear 2020, it's why it doesn't actually have a real title, was like the experimental phase of what works, what doesn't, how would I want to make a story based around like this world and these characters, all that stuff, while also still doing the other stuff. And so that led to Race Against Extinction, which was the first real attempt at a story for Month of Fear. And oh my god, the projection nightmare that was the first real attempt.
What made it such a nightmare?
So it was a difficult thing because it was basically remaking the story from 2020 to like make it into what I wanted it to be. And the big issue was so I'm still a university student, and the first episode had to go up right before I had to disappear for like 5 days for this field trip. Um, and it was a pain in the ass because I had to basically get the script for the first episode written. I had to get
Mm.
all the assets together in like 4 days. So the first episode was like a 12-hour a day editing thing. And then I had to get all the VAs together, make sure we're all on the same page, like go over like, okay, this is how that needs to be said. This is this is this. And it was just, oh my god, it was such a shit show. Because like the videos would be done like with on the day they were supposed. Like I was surprised we made the October 31st deadline for the finale. Like I was genuinely so surprised. But that was mostly it. Was just a time crunch, and I didn't. I haven't said this on my channel, but there were actually like 2 episodes that were entirely scrapped for time, or were like
No.
some of the parts were just put into another episode just to kind of get. I think it was episode 3 was the one that had a bunch of scrapped content. Like, let me go check it again. Yeah, so there's a total of 4 episodes, excluding the announcement video for it.
Mm.
Originally there were supposed to be 6, and episode 2 was the one that had the most just crunched shit into it that was supposed to be the other 2 episodes.
Oh, I'm heartbroken now that there could have been more. No.
It's just due to time constraints and the fact of how I want the story to go.
Mm.
It was a combination of lack of resources, lack of time,
I've
but you
just
work
got
with
the
what you got.
same feeling that you get, you know, when you start watching a Netflix show and then you find out it's already been cancelled. That is the feeling you just gave me. So congratulations, you're now on the exact same level as streaming mega giant Netflix.
Shit.
Breaking hearts. You're breaking hearts.
Uh, yeah, the episodes in total were supposed to be a bit longer, and there was 2 planned episodes for a little bit more world building with this with the extinction character, but I could not for the life of me figure out how we were going to get it done between, again, lack of resources and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it was just like, we gotta just do what we can, what we got. The worst part, honestly, of this was the subtitling. That was the worst part because on the subtitle boxes, because I was experimenting with some new stuff, and when I did it in the teaser, having like the RPG text box on screen, I really liked how that looked in the trailer, and and like the little mini build up on the right before the first episode. I thought that looked so good. And then I tried doing it for 7-10 minute videos. And like 7 to 10 minute videos. I'm just like, man, this is a pain. Because I wasn't just doing it for like 1 or 2 characters, I was doing it for like up to 5, like at a time. So it was like, oh my god. Like episode 1 alone, just to make the subtitle boxes, just for the subtitles, took like 7 hours.
Oh.
Because the site I was using just would either lag or would just break down after a little while. So I had to sit there and wait in between each download about 5-10 minutes each time. So it's like, oh my god.
I feel your pain so much on that. I will say that I
Yeah.
was really impressed. So one of the things that is rare when I do these VTubing interviews, and it's rare for really logical reasons, is to find people who have in-depth original content, like non-stream related content on their YouTubes. And I was just really impressed by the amount of effort that has gone into producing that. It was pretty incredible to see. And I also do love the whole creepypasta style. So I was obviously thoroughly amused for quite a while today, going through them all.
Yeah, content's good. Let's go.
Genuinely, it's nice. It stands out. It stands out, and it's not a criticism of anyone else. Like, a lot of VTubers are making gaming content, so their content connects to their gaming streams and is funneling it to there. But to see something different was really, really, really nice. You mentioned you're a full-time university student as well while you study, while you stream.
Yes.
As someone who works full-time while I stream, how's that working out for you?
Yes. So I feel like I got shafted, to be honest, because like I my classes are like they go at like weird times, but for the most part, like I'm done early in the day,
Mm,
and I'm just sitting there like, man, I could be streaming right now, but where I'm at during the week, where my university is and where I actually live with family are very close to each other. Like it's like a 2-hour drive back and forth every weekend. And so
oh.
on the weekends, I have access to good Wi-Fi because so I can stream on the weekends. But then when I'm here during the week, it's like I could be streaming right now. Oh yeah, that's right. The internet here is run by a hamster that has 3 legs. I'm pretty sure it's dead. So yeah, they'll streaming during week, which is really sucks because it's like I literally could be doing this like for a few hours a day if the internet was just a little bit better. But um as far as the work-life balance with school and this, it's difficult because I'm that type of person that like can't really like do like, okay, I'm gonna do like a little bit of this video today and then do a little bit of this thing today. Like, no, if I have something I'm working on, I do it for like hours and hours and hours or until it's just done.
Yep. Yep. Feel
And
the
it's
pain
just
there
like
too.
so when I do videos, it's like I have to have like a whole day set aside just to sit down and edit and get the thing done.
Yeah. And if there's
Uh,
any hiccup, it's gonna set you back.
yeah, honestly, and it's difficult, and I can see why. Like when people want to do this full time, why they kind of just drop out of the college, which I don't recommend if you're already there. Like if you're
Mm,
already in it, just see through it to the end, and like the internet's gonna be here when you're done. Like
yeah.
when you're done, then you can focus on it. Like if you're like content creation's a gamble. I'm gonna be honest. Have like I've explained this a while ago of like don't put your eggs in one basket because it's very difficult to break into content creation. Like no
Oh, for
matter
sure.
how much effort you put in. So it's always good. Like don't drop out of school. And be like I'm gonna be a full-time streamer. It's like no. Don't do that. go go to school, get a good degree, and then you can focus on streaming afterward just so that you have that net in case it like if you really are dedicated but it doesn't work out that way you still have this other thing you can still go and do just in case that at least that's how I feel about it.
Oh, preaching to the choir. So my day profession is working in education. So I'm never going to be encouraging people to just drop out.
um it's actually funny. So you mentioned the Dimension of Terror series from
Mm,
last year.
yeah.
Um, yeah, another funny thing with that too. That was another thing that actually had a few things actually scrapped from it too.
Oh my god.
It was again due to time constraints. There was another creepypasta I just could not figure out how to get to fit into the overarching story and have it make sense.
This makes me sad. Mm.
You can blame. Okay, I'm gonna be 100%. You can blame the second episode. You can blame Dimension One for that. So that to this day, Sunderman Shadow is to this day the game that has tested my patience the most out of any game I have ever done streaming or recording.
Oh.
That video took so long. So, when I made that video, I had, because I didn't just want to like, because it was a bit of a nostalgia trip because I forgot that game existed until YouTube popped into my recommended. It's like, oh my god, I've wanted to do videos on this game for so long and never did. Here's my excuse because it makes sense because it fits into the theme of what we're doing.
Mm.
And I downloaded the game and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like a challenge thing. It's gonna be great. It took 3 days. And it wasn't like 3 days like playing it for like an hour at a time. Like I think one time the recording session went on for 6 hours
Oh,
just
Lord.
because the game was such a mess. So I didn't want the video being super short. So like what I would do typically to get like, because I hadn't played that game in so long, what I would do is I would record the session of a map, and if it was a good session, then it would go in the video. If it wasn't, then scrap it.
Mm.
Oh my god, that game is so ungodly hard, which is why the video took so long, because either he wasn't spawning, like there were some maps that are so broken that he just wouldn't show up, or he would be like by page 2 you're dead, like, and you don't get a say in matters. Like, this is gonna make such a shit video if I put all these attempts in. So it's like, so it took 3 days of like 6 to 8 hour blocks each day to get this thing recorded, and by that point it was just like I am already behind like 2 or 3 videos. But the ending of it the ending of it is in the last scene online, which is why it's so long compared to the others. That's setting up for next year's, and we're actually being smart and we're gonna start recording in like June.
Ah, wisdom has
So
finally hit. Yay.
yeah, so we could finally actually have it be what it's supposed to be.
I will be excited. I'll be anticipating this.
Let's go.
That's awesome. It's really nice to hear
Yeah.
someone so passionate about the type of content they make. What kind of
Mhm.
brought you in? I know you've been streaming for a while, you said, since you were quite young, but what kind of attracted you to streaming?
Uh, when I was tiny baby me, it was honestly just like, it was just kind of boredom at first, like, because when I was a kid, I was given like a hand-me-down little flip camera,
Mm.
and I just did like, when I was really little, I do like videos with like Legos and crap and stuff like that, and it was just something fun to do. Like, it just gave me something to do during the day.
Yeah.
And when I grew up and actually started trying to take it seriously, I got inspired by people like Markiplier and all that stuff, which I feel like is kind of reflected in how I do commentary and stuff like that.
Mm.
Because I grew up in the old school generation where it was like, and I don't want to dunk on anybody, like I don't want to sound mean or anything, but it was back during the time when things felt more genuine.
Mm.
Like, people weren't like doing like the "hey guy," like the really forced voice, like overreacting to everything, like dialing up to 1,000 for, because we gotta get them kids.
Yeah.
Like I grew up at a time where it was like you just recorded yourself or your buddies just having fun, and that was kind of it. So I was inspired by like Markiplier, Vanoss, like that whole group, and a few others that I grew up watching, and that kind of never went away because it's kind of how I do content. Even to this day, I'm kind of an old fart when it comes to how I do my content, because it's like I like being genuine. Like, because like during streams and stuff, I still play into my Rex character. Like I've said before, most of my stuff is in character unless I otherwise say it. But the reaction stuff I have are genuine in those streams or like on my videos. Like
Yeah.
my reactions and stuff are genuine. They aren't over the top, like acted. They're completely like what I'm actually feeling at the time. And the only real thing like with the in character streams is like I make references to like in universe stuff
To the
or
lore,
like
yeah.
yeah, or like to avoid things because I have had questions about like current day events that I don't want to talk about just because
Yeah.
that's not like my platform is for. It's my platform's to make people happy and like enjoy what I'm doing.
Mm.
And it's really fun when you have a character that has no idea what like the real world is. So like all the crap that's going on now didn't happen in his. So it's like I can just play dumb, and it's really funny watching people get mad when they play dumb. Because like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a thing here.
Sometimes it is nice to not have to deal with reality and just take a moment to just enjoy something.
Yeah, but as far as what got me into content, it was because it was a few things. Because obviously my inspirations, but what really got me to sit there like, okay, I want to actually do this is I've always wanted to turn it into a career because I like making things.
Yeah.
And like this is something that I have a lot of fun doing. And the bigger reason is and I've said this before, like let's be honest, like the world is not a fun place, especially nowadays.
Oh, for
And
sure.
a lot of content creators feel just super fake or like they drum up like a bunch of bullshit just to like get views and stuff. And for me it's like, no, if I want to leave, like when I'm dead and gone, I want to leave a mark on the world and know that something I created made somebody's day better, and that like what I put out into the world made it just a little better just for somebody. Like that's
an
my goal is
admirable goal.
yeah, because like my belief is like when you come in the world you should strive to leave it a better place than you came into it.
Oh.
And that's kind of the goal here, and that's why like I just do shit because like, and like obviously like I'm looking at feedback and stuff, and it's like when I get good feedback it's like, okay, cool, so like what I'm doing is achieving what I wanted. It's making people happy. It's like someone out there enjoys what I'm doing.
That's the important thing,
So
isn't it? Is if you're making the people you want to make happy, then
yeah,
that's the I think that's the thing most of us want, right? We want our audience to enjoy our work.
yeah.
This is an interesting style choice I'm making on this art now. You know what? It'll come out in the wash. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Come out in the wash.
It's fine. It's fine. She says, praying.
Praying.
Praying. As I'm drawing you, I do want to just mention that another thing that I noticed when I come to stream is you actually have a really, really cute model. What made you kind of settle on the design that you have for your model?
So this is gonna delve into like part of the weirdness that spawned this character originally.
Mm-hmm.
So when every time I have used like in-game models or whatever, like, so like this was the thing with like when I started RPGs, but it really kicked off with VR chat, especially because I am an old fart when it comes to VR chat. Like I still remember like when everybody's nameplate was green and the hub world was like that weird, like just here's a bunch of portals, go figure it out.
Yep.
But so it originally started because I don't know, like I have like this weird thing where like I don't want like to make expectations of like what I look like, so I just try to pick things that are as close as possible to what I look like in person. And that that started a whole like running gag. And when I was really sitting down, because originally I used like a Len Kagami model for a
Oh.
while, and you could see it in like my old VODs from my VOD channel, or like even really old clips. I was just using a Len model because that was what I was known for. And when I finally decided, you know what, I need to figure out like an actual character design. And so I based it off of like what I actually look like, but then obviously took liberties.
Yeah.
And it went, it just kind of evolved from there. Like I did things that I liked as far as design choices went, things that would fit, and it just evolved over time. Like I think I went through 4 different designs for landing on the current one, and the current one only exists because I gave an artist. So when I got my 2D model made, because when I started doing the streaming stuff, I was using a laptop, and the laptop really struggled with 3D models for capture stuff. And I was looking for a 2D model because that's less taxing on the hardware. And I also just wanted to try it because it was something new like that. That's a running theme with a lot of content of it's something new I wanted to try. It's just the running theme.
Yeah.
And when I commissioned the artist to redesign the character, I basically like, look, here's the 3D model I have currently, which was just kind of a slap together of just like, okay, here's like a jacket model that works, here's this, that, and the other thing. And I told him, like, you can take creative liberties if you want, like, as long as the core aspects of the design stay, I don't really care what you do, as long as it looks good, I don't care. And they agreed to that, and I told you, creative liberty, and the current design is what they came up with.
It's nice though. Sometimes it's cool to see what an artist will bring off of their own.
Oh yeah, and after that, it just kind of stuck. I was like, you know what? This is the best design I've ever had. Fuck it. This is the brand from now on. I'm sticking with this one. And that led to every character getting a redesign to fit. Oh. But yeah, that was kind of my design philosophy. Was like originally like I don't want to make expectations. Like if people see the character and then see me in person, like they can identify like, oh, that's Rex. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then I wanted to stay a bit more like I didn't want anything too over the top with it. I just wanted a character that gets the point of what it is, who it is, and what it's about across easily without too much flashiness around. Because being honest, some designs out there are way too much. Yeah, it was just kind of a trip to get to this point with the character and the design. He's still kind of going through a few design changes, mostly with the alternate forms that the character has. I just got one of the forms fully redesigned and posted on the Blue Sky finally. Nice. So still going through the designing process, but we here. And one thing with the design that people like ask about is like the heterochromia or like the different hair color. Like, is it just for aesthetics? And I'm a person that like when it comes to designs, like yeah, the rule of cool is nice, but I try to give it a purpose as to why there it is like that, other than just it looks neat.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing with even just the heterochromia of just 2 different colored eyes has a lore reason. It's also why they're 2 different shapes.
What is the lore reason for the heterochromia?
So it's from Rex's abilities. So going back to the lore a bit, Rex is in a unique position compared to other Guardians. Originally there was only one form of Guardian, like one form for the Guardian, which in Rex's case is the 3rd form, which is called Gaia. And it's basically the 2 forms put together. What the reason for like the heterochromia, as well as when I showed off the design of the 3D model, why he has a lightning bolt scar on his back,
Mm.
uh, is when a guardian uses one of the powers. So there's two halves of it. Light, which is creation, it's the embodiment of life, and dark, which is the embodiment of destruction. Like they are two halves of the natural order of things.
Mm.
And when he uses those powers for the first time, this was true for other guardians too, it would leave a mark somewhere on their body to show that they have unlocked the ability at that point.
Mm.
And it's different for Lanigan, and Rex has the scar on his back because when he used light for the first time, he way overdid it, and it wound up causing physical marks on his body because it's a progressive system with it, it's building up a tolerance, and he did not have a tolerance at the time. So light left a scar on his back to mark that he's done it before, and dark left his eye color changed. Like naturally, both his eyes are blue, but
Ah.
when he used dark for the first time, the eye never went away, which makes things difficult. Like especially when you're just trying to blend in, it makes it very difficult when you have this bright red glowing ass like draconic looking eye on one side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just it's showing that he's used dark before.
Ah, okay. So it all ties into the lore. I did wonder because when you were talking about obviously it being based on you, I was like, do you have heterochromia? Is that the
No, but funnily enough, my sibling does, and that had nothing to do with any of this. I generally kind of forgot about that.
That's a
We're like,
massive coincidence.
yeah.
Well, you're
Oh,
in good
man.
company here because Jihei is based on me IRL too. I always joke to people I lack any imagination, so unfortunately, what you see is what you get.
That's fair.
Oh, so it sounds like you are really, really passionate about your kind of character and their lore, and you're really into it. What has been the kind of highlight of your journey so far? What's been your favorite moment in streaming?
Favorite moment in streaming. For streaming itself, honestly, one of the New Year's streams I did, I think it was for 2022. I think it was one of the highlights. It was the first time I broke my stream time record. I've tried doing because I have a very bad social battery when it comes to because I put it like I can talk to some for like hours and hours. Like I've had Discord calls that go on for like 5-6 hours, but streaming's different because I'm putting like 100% of energy into it. And the previous record I had was 8 hours before I threw in the towel. And for New Year's, I wanted to stream from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. For New Year's, and I not only hit it, but it was one of the highest viewed streams I ever had.
Wow.
And that honestly, like, really, that made my fucking year of being able to do that. So that honestly is up there. As far as like funny moments, like my highlights for funny moments, there's like two that come to mind, and it's the ant incident and the inventing a new swear incident.
Sorry, the ant incident.
Okay, so this was the ant incident is one of my most viewed clips, and it's like the one that's to this day still gets brought up by people like the most. And so the ant incident was the first time I ever tried.
Wait. Before you go any further, did you say it's one of your most viewed clips?
Yeah, it's one of the most popular clips.
So if I go to Twitch right now, we can find it. This is now we're now on a mission. We are doing a side quest, chat. We're doing a side quest because I think we need the ant incident clip for this to.
It's
sorry.
really
I
if you
think
sort them,
it's no.
if you go to clips and sort top all, it's the third one.
All right. I'm on it. Mission. It's a bit of a mission for me because cat! Oh, I've been attacked. Oh no. For context, I stream with my cats, and one of them just tried to jump on me. I do apologize. Let's go to this clip.
So,
let's see. Clips.
So the context behind this clip is, so this is when I started trying to stream Minecraft at least semi-regularly, and me and my friends decided, it'd be a great idea for the first time of streaming to do fucking RLCraft. None of us had ever played RLCraft, and I didn't even know anything about it other than it being one of the hardest mod packs ever. And this was when we were trying to get the server working. And I decided, genius idea, let me go punch an ant to see if the server is working okay. And I very quickly learned not to punch the ants ever again. It did not end well for me. I think that's the loudest I've ever screamed on stream. Like, it is the loudest scream I've ever had.
Okay, so the clip is do not hit the ants, right?
Yeah, do not hit the ants.
Are you ready for this, chat? I'm not sure you are, to be honest. You might think you're ready, but let's see. Let's
You're
see
really
this brilliance.
not.
Let's see this. Why has it disappeared? Come back, little clippy clip. Come back. We want to watch you. We want to consume you. Oh, I just made my own thing smaller. Oh, that's very embarrassing. Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow. Your clip wants to be bigger than me. It's trying to upstage me. We don't do that here, clip. Okay, here we go. There we go. Let's see this brilliance.
Okay, things are slowly moving.
Oh god, yeah, that was also the old LED model I was using at the time.
Can I hit the ant now? I cannot hit the ant. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god, they're moving so fast! Oh Jesus! Ah! Jesus Christ! Oh Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my god! I'm not okay!
Can you
I'm not okay!
Yeah, no,
I'm the opposite of okay!
Oh my god. I was not okay.
You are making that very clear.
Yo, Mike, I got leather boots.
Yeah, to this day, it is still one of the clips that gets brought up the most out of, like, it's one of, like, the 3 clips that gets quoted the most.
Sorry.
Just because of the visceral panic.
It's like 2 moments of panic too, right? Because there's an initial bit of panic when you think, oh no, a spider. It's like this huge amount of panic when you realize how bad the situation is.
Because I just wasn't ready. Because it was, so when we started the server, originally someone else, so like at this point, I've been in charge of Minecraft servers whenever we do Minecraft stuff for like 2 years now. The person running it didn't know how to actually run a server, so we had tech issue to tech issue, and this is one of those tech issue moments where the server just kept lagging and all this stuff, so we kept trying to fix it. And when the server came back, that's why the ants moved at like 1,000,000 miles a second, was because the tick rate was catching up. And that's why I got so scared. Like, I thought that's how fast they actually were, and then they just fucked off. It's like, oh, that was so bad. And then immediately regretted every decision I've made in my entire life. I immediately regretted becoming a streamer in that moment.
We could hear the regret for sure. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I have not topped that scream since. I blew out my fucking vocal cords and that my throat hurt after that for like 2 days.
I it reminds me. There's a clip of me playing. It was in my chat line me to play horror games, even though I am terrified of them. And I had a scream counter and everything because it got to the point when people would say it was really funny because I would scream so loud that it would actually peak out my microphone. I played Visage. This is not a game for the faint-hearted. It's pretty scary. And there's just a moment of me squealing. And then there's another one in Demonologist. The Demonologist one is fantastic. It's just me crying. I'm literally crying on stream. And the people I'm playing with go, "Are you okay?" And I say no, and they just carry on playing. Nope. Just ignoring me. Panic is real. Panic.
The panic is
chat. The panic is real. And people need to have more empathy for this, okay? It's scary when you're there in the moment. It's scary. Just, people need to understand this. This is real. That was a really good clip. I'm glad you shared that with us. That was funny.
Yeah, so that, as far as streaming goes, those are like my two favorite. Like, that's one of my favorite moments. On YouTube, because I do both. My two favorite things. Actually, there's three. Again, it's another trio of them. That I was. It's funny because these videos didn't even have that much production. Like, well, in comparison to what came after, they didn't really have much going for them. But I still love them. Like the three that I think were my like favorite moments of doing videos was the Blue Rose video, which was the first like gaming music video thing I ever did. What was it? It was the finale for the Month of Fear in God, that video is 5 years old now. Oh my god. The Month of Fear finale for 2020, or actually the recent video for the SMP announcement. I think like the three favorites for my YouTube stuff. Just because they have different reasons, but for the most part, it's just because of just how much went into them for what they are, and they're kind of like a first of what they were for me. So it's like, man, I need to do more videos like this at some point.
It's always good when you find the things that you enjoyed making, and you can do kind of more of it. Are there any moments that you look back on and you think, never again, never again?
Oh, so many. Oh, so many. So fucking many.
Do any of them stand out, or is it a haze of
I mean, there's a few. So the first one was one of the there was a collab I did a while ago, and that was one of the never again moments. Because it was kind of like when I made the rule of like, okay, I actually need to like look at this person's content before I like jump into anything. So I started when I started VTubing is around the time like of the big haha during 2020. And there was a couple other people that I started alongside that like initially when we started out, like we were mutuals and like we interact from time to time, but then they like blew ahead of me and then I never heard from them again, and then I caught up and then suddenly they start talking to me again. I wonder what the intention was. So anyway, they reached out for a collab at one point. It was me and like two other people that they reached out to. It was like, you know what? I've had some good luck with collabs up to this point. I'm gonna go do a collab again. It was not a happy fun time. that was, I think, the most bored I've ever been on a stream. Like, I was so tired and just so bored. Like it was just because my streams, when I stream, my only real rules with like, cause and like it's also why I mostly streamed with friends up and like only friends up until recently when I started like really trying to break out into like the VTuber community, which my god, that's a mistake. But when I first, this is when like I had a few good collabs of people, like other VTubers or streamers, like, you know what, let's do another one. And my rules for my streams are just, as long as it's TOS, it's fine. Like, because my belief with humor is like, humor is obviously subjective, but my belief is that nothing is above comedy so long as it's done for the sake of comedy and not done with genuine malice.
Yeah.
Like, that is the difference between having comedy and being an asshole. Is comedy is done with the intent to be funny, because no one and nothing is above poking fun at. But when you do it to be malicious, that's when it's too far, and that's when you're an asshole. Which is why, like, on my stream, there's a lot of fucked, especially in the War Thunder stream, horrible joke. But that's my belief, and it works for me because I can bounce off of people that, like, you know, make jokes like that. Like, I like, my sense of humor is like again, like the Vanoss crew or like Soviet Womble, like them, where it's just, you just kind of say shit to say shit. But with these people, it was very, very not like my vibe. Like, they were very more clean. Like, they didn't really like, the best I could put it is they didn't have that punch that I can jump off of.
Yeah, you need something you can riff off of.
Yeah, and the other problem is they were very much more like a person that like can't really keep a conversation going. They're like a person that has to have like things happening to react to make content, and the game we were doing didn't really have that. It was carried by the people playing it rather than the game itself.
Yeah.
And I was just so bored because I felt, well, like, I was bored and I was stressed out because it felt like I was walking on eggshells the whole time of like, okay, like, I want to make this joke. I don't know if I can, so I'm going to keep it to myself. And it was such a boring stream. And then a friend of mine, actually, who couldn't make it during the initial stream, they asked, like, you know, how'd the stream go? And I was telling him, like, man, that was just like one of the worst streams I've ever had. And they went to go watch the VOD, and they're like, I can hear it in your voice that you just, by like 20 minutes in, you're just done with this. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I was just, it was like, that was honestly one of the most regrettable streams, because like, lesson learned, I really need to make sure that I can vibe off of people instead of just taking the gamble. Because when I lose that gamble, I lose it hard. It's that, and honestly, like, this is kind of like a big one. The other thing is honestly how I handled my Twitter as a VTuber. I have a Blue Sky and a Twitter, and the way I post on both are like night and day. Like, because funny story about the Twitter thing, I initially didn't even want a Twitter, but then I kind of got forced into it, which is a whole fucking story. But I wound up with a Twitter. I had no idea what to do with it because I don't have like, you know, like a PR manager or anything. It's just me. And so I just, on Twitter, I was just posting shit, like just shit that I wanted to talk about, and it's just a mess Mod Podge of stuff. And then like when I talk about my content, it really doesn't do as well as other stuff. Meanwhile, Blue Sky blows up. Like, you know what? I'm gonna actually focus my time on Blue Sky because I just don't like the atmosphere of Twitter, where like you have to like rage bait to get attention, and like all the drama and stuff on Twitter. So like, I'm gonna go switch over to Blue Sky, and I ran my Blue Sky. Well, I still run it like this. Of just, it's a mix of me just talking about either just stuff I really like to talk about, like that just comes to mind, or like my content and my lore and like my art stuff that I like to post. And it did so much better. I'm so much happier doing it that way.
Yeah.
So it's like I am not running my Blue Sky the way I ran my Twitter. Like absolutely not. I'm much happier doing it this way. It's a lot more successful than my Twitter ever was, and it's just like overall just going a lot better. It's just I can keep my lore stuff in one place on Blue Sky instead of having to have a different account for it on Twitter. So it's like, man, this is way nicer.
I definitely feel the same about Blue Sky. It's got a lot more functionality for me with what I'm doing. And that appeals to me a lot. You obviously create original content on YouTube. Do you do all your own video editing?
Yeah. So right now I do my own editing and all that stuff, which is also why videos take so long, because it's so my friends help me out, obviously, like my friend Blaze, the music for the finale for Month of Fear, he did for me for that. And so I get help, but like the editing, the writing, the script direction, the ideas, all that stuff is me. And because I just don't have the money to like hire somebody to do it, so it's just like, you know, working on the, and I prefer, like, on one hand it'd be nice to have, you know, an editor for like the longer projects, but at the same time it's like I enjoy, like, when I like editing stuff, I like making it. And it's also nicer for the fact of like I know how I want the video, I know how I want it to look, I like in my head I have how the video I want it to be. And so that's why I've been very hesitant about ever finding someone to edit videos for me, is because like I don't think we'd have the same ideas to make how the video is supposed to look.
I mean, you have great videos, so it's clearly working for you.
Yeah, it's just the time constraints. I wish I could upload more. I really do, but it's just life constant. Because like I wanted to do like a video every other week, and then like, because I was like, man, during winter break I could do like all this recording stuff, and then life got in the way. It's like, fuck, I didn't make the backlog.
That's the thing, isn't it? We always think we can do way more with that extra week or whatever we've got. We think suddenly we are superhuman and we can do anything.
Who knows? Maybe after graduation I'll finally be able to make a proper upload schedule.
Maybe. You just tempted fate there, you know that, right?
Yeah, pray for me. Pray for your boy.
So obviously doing your own videos and all that is a lot of work. I appreciate it. So I don't even have intensive videos. So when I have a video made, it is literally just like highlight reels of my clips with maybe some memes interspersed, you know? That's all I need. And I cannot find the time to even do that, or the energy, or the care. So I have to outsource mine. I just can't. I'm like, do you know what? Do it however you want, because I will never do this. Do you have any tips for people who are trying to get into doing their own video editing, either in terms of how to actually do the editing or how to manage their time?
So a few things I can give is, one, don't put a super difficult deadline on yourself. And this is coming from past experience. Like, again, it all goes back to Month of Fear, because that's like one of the biggest projects I have. My video for Insanity, the very first finale video I did for my advice of don't give yourself an impossible deadline, because I made the deadline for that video October 31st, but that video only started production like a week before, and that video to this day is the video that I spent the most time per day on. that was 10-12 hour work days nonstop. Like I would literally wake up, sit at my desk for 12 hours, making everything, getting everything figured out, and then go back to bed. Like that was my day. So that caused a burnout. Like I think I took like a month away from just anything. Like it was like a couple weeks to a month of anything content related, just because I could not be bothered. So first advice is don't give yourself impossible deadlines. Be realistic. Like know your limits and know know your limits and don't overexert yourself trying to make an arbitrary deadline. Because to be honest, like most people, like the average viewer isn't going to really care about like if you're late on a video. They just want the content. So focus on just getting it done, but not putting your own well-being at risk. Worry about quality over quantity as well. Don't try to pump out videos because a lot of people like that go into this, especially thinking they're going to edit their own videos. Like, I'm going to be like this person and make videos once a day.
Oh.
Don't do that. Focus on the quality of your videos over the quantity. Like, make them to where when you look back on it, outside of like you being you nitpicking like various things, that like it's like, oh, I could have made the timing of this just a little bit better, but like make sure that when you make it, it's something that you yourself are proud of and you can look back on and be like, I did the best I could with this. Like, this is a video I am proud of. Yeah. So focus on quality over quantity. Don't try to make it just to get it out on time. Make it to where it's the best it can be, and people will appreciate that more than just getting schlock bullshit pumped out every day.
I think that would be great advice in a lot of areas for streamers, to be honest, not just video editing.
Oh yeah, it's content creation across the board. Mm-hmm. And the last two things I can think of is don't be afraid to ask people for feedback, because I do this all the time where because I obviously have friends that are also in content creation as well in some capacity. And I always ask them, like, I show them a video that's a work in progress, and I ask, like, hey, what do you think of this so far? And I get feedback, and if it's something I need to go fix, I go fix it. If it's fine, I keep moving. So don't be afraid to reach out to people that you're close to just get advice and, like, see, like, what needs to be done, and it'll make you a better editor. Mm-hmm. Like I've done it with every video. Like, every video I put out, there are like 20 versions of them floating around somewhere, like in like a Dropbox somewhere. Just because like as I go and I make substantial progress, I go ask other people like, hey, how's this look so far? Like, do you think this would be a good idea to put in the video and whatever? So don't be afraid to ask advice. Especially if you're not sure like about something. Because it's better to get advice and get feedback from multiple people than it is to just take that gamble and, risk having a video flop. Yeah. And the last thing I can say is get a good work ethic going. Like, because, like, obviously, like, if you don't make a good work ethic, you wind up in one of two extremes. I've noticed it's either you never get anything done, or you work yourself to the bone trying to get it done, and I'm in more so B than A, because like when I get down on something, it's like I'm gonna be here all day just doing this. Like, this is my day all day, and that's not good. Like, don't be an extreme. Like, get yourself into a rhythm of like, I'm gonna spend like a few days, like a few hours a day working on this, and then I'm going to stop. Like, I'm going to give myself like 3 to 4 hours, and I'm going to stop, give myself a break, and then come back to it with a fresh set of eyes the next day. Like, get a good work ethic going. Like, get yourself on the schedule of when you work on your videos, how long you work on them, or even with streaming, like, get a good work ethic going, and then you'll feel a lot less burned out doing it.
I would never, right, chat? I would never.
I would never.
You would never catch me spending the entire day trying to get an MMD of Jihei dancing to idols nude for no other reason than she decided this morning that she wanted to achieve this goal and it therefore had to be done by tonight. No, that would be insane. It wouldn't be like I would spend the first day of my short break from work doing that, because that would go against Rex the Guardian's advice, and I would never.
I would never. I totally listen to my own advice. Yeah.
Please listen to the sage words of Rex the Guardian. Okay, chat.
Do as I say, not as I do, guys.
That's what I tell my students all the time. Do as I say, not as I do. You don't want to turn out like me. You don't want to turn out like me. Trust me.
You don't want to be a mental basket case.
What's next for you, Rex? What have you got planned? What's the next thing we can expect from you?
For content, I have a few videos of just hobby related stuff for the hangar being worked on. I finally settled on a script for video I've been working on for like 5 months now. So that's coming somewhat soon once I get the footage for it done. For streaming, we have an SMP coming out on the 19th. There's a trailer for it on YouTube if you want to go check that out. And there's more lore content on the way. Non-Month of Fear related and Month of Fear related. Mostly just more character reveals because I've been slowly but surely collecting V2 rebuttals of these other characters for my VAs to use. So that's coming soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Probably some other stuff that just comes out on a whim.
Nice. Astral, if you're still there, moderating like a good chap, if you could give a shout out to Rex the Guardian. You guys, if any of that sounds even remotely interesting to you, I really recommend you drop Rex a follow. You can also find Rex's YouTube in their like information on their Twitch page.
Yes.
So the shout out will take you to all the good places. If you guys are already watching this on YouTube, Rex is Rex the Guardian on YouTube too. So you can go and check that out. You know, the links will be in the VOD comments as per usual, as I do. Rex, I have actually finished my art of you. It is amazing. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to send you now the best art you have ever seen in your life. Honestly, it's everyone else's time to quit at this point. It's
I am waiting for
quite
this.
the moment. It's quite the moment.
Yo! Yo! I love it. It's so good. I love it.
I don't know whether I should apologize every time I send these to people. Like, I'm so sorry that you now have to own this, but this is you.
That's going to the art folder. I'm keeping this. This is amazing. I love it.
You are free to use it pretty much however you wish. The base is obviously, there is a base because I was lazy and it's quicker to do on stream. I'll send you the base credit. I do not require any credit, but please do credit the base artist, because base artists honestly are the bread and butter of VTubing, and I think they deserve a bit more love. I don't think they get the love they deserve. Lots of people do not credit them even when that's all they've asked. It makes me sad.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it's Rex the Guardian, guys. Honestly, I think I've nailed it. The likeness is flawless.
It is beautiful. It's like looking in a mirror.
Anyone who was watching this live did not spot me completely miss the pupils being a different shape in each eye until Rex brought it up, and I did not have to go back and fix that. No. I got that correct first time.
It's okay, you're not the only one that has done that.
I know I take some liberties simplifying people's characters, but I don't think I've got an excuse for that one. Oh no. How did I miss it?
Oh, God.
I wish you could have seen my face when you said different shaped eyes, and I was like, wait, what? And then I was looking closer at your reference image, and I was like,
Yeah, the red eye is different.
Thank
Fuck.
goodness I separated out all my layers nicely so this will be quick to fix.
Oh god. Um, I did mention this earlier. I do have actually kind of a funny story with where the character even came from. I remember mentioning it earlier, and I just completely forgot to circle back to that.
Circle back now.
Um,
The time is right.
So this is probably the dumbest way I've ever made a character in my life. So, um, this all started in the magical time of high school. And VR chat once again comes to rears its ugly head in my affairs. So, when I had started VR chat, I had no idea how to even upload models until someone like showed to do, because I'm trying to find a very specific model and I could not find it because this is before you could just search for them. Like when I was like you youngins, you have it easy. You could search for a fucking model and find it. When I was your age, we had to work for it. So I could not find it for the life of me. It was driving me nuts. And so I was like, just upload it yourself. Didn't know how to do that. Showed me how. And then they showed me how to do particle effects. And by that point, it was game over. Because me and a friend, for some reason, got into this just shit-fest competition to see who could make the most eyesore thing, like eyesore particle-driven model. It's just the most cursed shit. And I went, alright, bet. And needless to say, I won. And I just kept doing this shit. I don't know why. I just kept getting worse and worse. And I was like looking at it one day, I was like, I could probably theme these to something. And it'd probably look better and actually like not be a pain in the ass to look at. And I started theming them more and more and all this stuff. And then like that's kind of where like the fire and lightning stuff starts showing up. And I was like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And then I just forgot about it for like 9 months. I completely forgot I was even doing that. And then my first year of college rolled around, and I was in a screenwriting course. Because that was something that actually interested me at the time. Like, it's still something I'm doing, but it was like, that interests me at the time, so I signed up. And by the end of the semester, we had to have an original idea and an entire script for either a draft for a film or a series pilot done by the end of the semester. It had to be an original idea.
No, that's a lot. Yeah.
And my dumbass waited till halfway through the semester to actually start thinking about it.
Of course. To be honest, that was probably an early start by a lot of student standards.
Probably. And then, so I was sitting there and like I had zero ideas. I sat there and I was like, man, I don't have anything. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I remember, like, wait a minute. I did this dumb shit with this model. Fuck it, I'm just gonna start bullshitting things to see what makes sense for them. And then, like, it started going from just bullshitting it to, like, start to develop it more and more and more. And I was like, okay, I'm actually starting, like, okay, like, this is actually pretty cool. And then more characters start showing. I'm like, okay, I actually really like this. And then I actually sat down and got it, started figuring out that iteration of the lore, and then now here we are. Like 4 iterations later, and now I'm actually finally happy with where I'm at. But it all started just because I wanted to be an asshole in VR chat and just make something that would lag someone's game.
That's so oh my goodness, what a start. What a start to TLV doing. What a start. I just want to troll some people.
And that sense of humor has not left me in several years. Rex starting VTubing. I'm gonna troll people. Rex this long into his career. I'm still trolling people. We have not evolved.
The Rex memoir is coming soon. Still trolling.
The Rex memoir, and it's just the same shit. It's just chapter 1, a dumbass is born. Chapter 2, still doing the same shit. Chapter 3, we're still here. Chapter 4, why are you still reading this? It's the same shit. Chapter 5, what is wrong with you?
Chapter 5, there will be no character development.
Chapter 6, we're going backwards on the character development.
Oh my goodness, chat. I really recommend, if you want a good laugh, a good time, and just to enjoy some streams and content, really do check out Rex. Rex, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show tonight. You fit the vibe of the war crimes and the bacon quite well. I think we got close to war crimes today, guys. We got close. There was no bacon, though.
Oh, if you want war crimes, watch my War Thunder streams.
We support war crimes in this house. I still remember giving my first ever emote list to an artist as a VTuber. He's very excited. She said, "What emotes do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I can just pick anything." She went, "I mean, yeah, if I can't do it, I'll tell you. But yeah, anything." I was like, "Okay, I want," and it was all the standards, love and a head pat one for my chat because I give the chat head pats, just all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, this one's gonna sound a bit odd, but can I have one where I'm holding a sign that says war crimes? And credit to the artist, she just went, yeah, no problem. And we are now still friends. She's awesome. She joined my VTuber group. She's great. But the fact that she was just like, okay.
Just kind of accepted this.
This seems normal. This doesn't seem completely like a bad idea. You have your war crimes. I would like to point out, chat, that while war crimes are very terrible and have never not existed, the world was slightly more sane when I started VTubing. I appreciate that if I started VTubing now, probably wouldn't go down so well.
The world was slightly more sane. I sure as shit wasn't.
The war crimes things comes from me playing Overwatch, and you will appreciate this, Rex. I was playing with my friend. We may have been playing an 18-hour marathon on Christmas Day because we both live away from our families, and we were both just on our own on Christmas Day. I also live in a country that doesn't really celebrate Christmas, right? So we're on our own on Christmas Day, nothing to do. We just did 18-hour Overwatch Christmas Day thing. And it turns out that on Overwatch on Christmas Day, the only other people playing are people who are very into Overwatch. Mm-hmm. And therefore significantly better at the game than us. And we were getting our asses handed to us on a regular. And we were starting to get a little bit demotivated and a little bit tired manic about it. And then suddenly I just announced we should declare a truce. Like a Christmas truce. And my friend said, "Oh, that's actually really sweet." And I went and just leaned really close to the mic and then we should stab them in the back and kill them all. And he just went really quiet for a minute and went, "Gee, hey, that is a war crime." And I didn't even leave it there. I followed up with, "Yes, that's why they weren't expected."
POV, you're Canadian.
So apparently I just war crime people when I am tired, which I think is a valid reason for a war crime.
I war crime people all the time. It is in my nature. The Geneva Convention has been extended because of me.
The bacon was because the same day I was snacking on something and he went, "What are you eating?" And I went, "Bacon." And he went, "With what?" And I just sort of went quiet and went, "Bacon. I'm eating a bowl of bacon." Look, it was Christmas Day and I was alone. It all makes sense.
Oh god. Yeah, if you want to see war crimes, the War Thunder streams where it's at. We do the War Thunder streams, especially the collabs, are some of the most unhinged streams I think I do.
You heard it here, chat.
Just because of the humor that comes out when it comes to War Thunder.
If you want more war crimes, which I think we know my community do want more war crimes, you can find them in Rex's content. So I highly
Yes.
recommend you find the war crimes that are there in only the best way, of course, in only the best way.
Yes.
All right, Rex. I'm aware that it is also like dawn for you. So I'm going to let you go and, I assume, probably try and get more sleep.
I am off to go to the world of sleep. I
I will
either
make sure
either
to
that or
give you a
harass
link.
at Dunkin' Donuts.
I will send you a link to the YouTube VOD. If you do want to use it for anything or check anything out from it, then feel free. Chat, you know the rules. I'll put up some clips and stuff over the next week or so. Please do go show Rex some love. Just the ants. I'm sorry. I keep thinking about the.
The ants. Uh,
All right. It's a good night from me. I'm going to go get myself ready for sleep soon too. And good night to Rex. So have a great time. And good night, everybody.
goodbye.